The astrological energies between now and the 7th of June are a little bit tumultuous. It's very important during times like this that you have a good, solid foundation of inner stability and self-trust. To help with that, I do offer my Empower Hour and Empower Hour Plus consultations. You can find a link to both of those along with the discount code just above. So sometimes, if you want a greater level of stability in your life, it's almost as if you have to initially confront instability. And I don't mean just confronting instability in order to understand the root of why it's there in your life. I mean, sometimes you have to almost create a certain degree of instability in order to get to that space of stability. Why is that? Well, at present, you're likely finding yourself in a moment where your values around what will actually create a more stable foundation for your life, as well as the other people with whom you share common goals with, those values that you have around stability, well, they're coming under a great level of scrutiny. It boils down to this particular concept. Sometimes what got us here is not necessarily what is going to carry us forward. And when something has worked for us for a really long period of time, it's very simple to go, well, let's just keep doing that because that's always worked so far. So what ends up happening is we keep doing it over and over and over again until we're forced to recognize that this doesn't really work anymore. In the process of that happening in the weeks to come, you're likely to find yourself in a position where, in order to get to that greater level of stability, that greater level of stability, it's almost like you have to go back into, well, perhaps some unhealed portions of your own psyche, as well as some unhealed areas of a relationship or several different relationships, dependent upon how many people are involved in your own particular situation. This is providing an opportunity for greater healing, but at the same time, the process itself can be really difficult and take you through a cycle of agreement and then disagreement, and then agreement, establishing points of principle, and then disagreeing over those very same points because you recognize what you thought was going to work that you just agreed upon isn't really going to work at all. And this is a really confusing process, especially for those who need to have a greater level of inner security in their lives. In short, if you know yourself pretty well, you'll probably feel fairly comfortable during these times. And if you're one of those people who doesn't like to do, soul searching, reflection, taking a look at yourself, it may feel a little bit tumultuous to you. But I'm going to give you some hints and some ideas that you can take forward with you in the days that come. After all, that's likely why you're watching this video. But let's understand a little bit of what's going on. We have Jupiter, which is presently aligning with the North Node, which we call in Vedic astrology Rahu. And both of those planets are in Ashwini nakshatra. For those of you who aren't familiar with nakshatras, they're different sections of the sky. It's a different way of breaking down the portions of the sky. Sometimes they're known as lunar mansions as well. So Ashwini quite often has a tendency to want to find a quick solution to things. And so in your mind, you might be going, okay, we need a solution to this. We need an answer to this. But at the same time, those quick solutions that you're looking for are likely not going to be the ultimate solution. and it's likely to take you through a process of, further ups and downs in the situation, causing you to question the foundation of what it is that you actually really believe in regards to a situation, right? It's likely also going to bring a level of dualism into the group dynamic that you share with other people and place you in a position where on one moment you're finding commonality and within the next you're finding a little bit of dissension. This is also connected to a process that's going on between Jupiter and Pluto, which is over in a section of the sky called Shravana. Shravana has the potential to cause us to get, well, somewhat attached to outer forms, seeing something that we identify as being a good way forward, but then we see several things that might seem a good way forward, and it begins to become confusing as to which of those things is the good way forward. And so within this particular mixture of trying to sort all that out, Pluto's energy is making it challenging. It's like, Pluto always does that. It has this tendency to put things right in our face so that we have to face them and we have absolutely no choice. The best way to work with this particular energy is to go to the core essence of those things which are steady and stable within your life. And what I mean by that is self-knowledge. Those things that you absolutely, positively have no doubt about within yourself and have no doubt about them having a place in your life. And if those are people that would, relate to the same, you need to adhere to that and let the transformation that's needing to happen otherwise simply take place around you. In short, you need to create your stability in the midst of the instability by holding on to those things that you know will never change. And those things which, are perhaps a little more fluid or that you're beginning to sense are a little more fluid and able to change, let those be released. Let yourself move on from that. Let go of the old ways that you used to establish a level of stability in your life and welcome in a new way that this can happen for you. And if you could use a little bit of help with this particular process, again, I do offer several levels of astrological service. You can find those along with a discount code that is available to you at the link above. That's going to do it for this look at the interaction between Jupiter, Rahu, and Pluto between now and the 7th of June, 2023. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.